In a bustling Miami street, two police officers humiliated a black woman named Aisha by tearing her dress during a wrongful stop, only to find themselves pleading for leniency from the mayor within hours as her response sparked a citywide outcry. Aisha Coleman, a 29-year-old community organizer, was no stranger to the challenges of navigating Miami's Overtown neighborhood, where she had lived her entire life. Known for her work with a local youth mentorship program, Aisha was a respected figure, her warm smile and tireless advocacy earning her trust among residents. On a humid July afternoon in 2023, she was walking to a community center for a meeting, wearing a vibrant yellow sundress that she had chosen for its brightness, a reflection of her optimism. Her phone was in one hand, her tote bag in the other, filled with flyers for a voter registration drive. She had no reason to suspect that this ordinary day would thrust her into a confrontation that would shake the city. The incident began near the corner of Northwest 3rd Avenue and 10th Street, a busy area with pedestrians and street vendors. Aisha was crossing the street when a police cruiser pulled up alongside her. Officers Daniel Harris and Michael Vega, both in their early 30s, stepped out, their postures tense. Harris, the senior officer, called out to Aisha, claiming she matched the description of a suspect in a nearby shoplifting incident. Aisha, confused but cooperative, stopped and asked for clarification. "I'm just heading to a meeting," she said, holding up her bag. "I haven't done anything." Harris, his tone sharp, demanded her ID and ordered her to place her hands on the cruiser. Aisha complied, though she felt a knot of unease. She had dealt with police before, but this felt different, more aggressive, less justified. As a small crowd gathered, drawn by the cruiser's flashing lights, Vega began searching Aisha's bag, without her consent, tossing flyers onto the ground. Aisha protested, saying, "You need a warrant for that." Harris smirked, stepping closer. "We don't need your permission," he said. "You're acting suspicious." The situation escalated when Aisha, trying to explain her work with the community center, reached for her phone to call her supervisor. Harris grabbed her wrist, twisting it, and in the struggle, he yanked at her dress, tearing the fabric from the shoulder to the waist. Aisha gasped, covering herself as the crowd murmured in shock. Vega laughed, saying, "Guess you should have stayed still." The humiliation was immediate, Aisha's face burning as onlookers began recording on their phones. Aisha, despite the shock, found her voice. "You can," a crowd, their phones raised, capturing the incident in clear detail. By the next morning, the videos had spread across social media, with hashtags like #JusticeForAisha and #OvertownOutrage trending. Local activists, many of whom knew Aisha from her community work, organized a protest outside the police station that evening, demanding accountability. Aisha, contacted by a local journalist, agreed to share her story, emphasizing the broader issue of racial profiling in Overtown. "This wasn't just about me," she said in an interview. "It's about every Black person who's been targeted unfairly." By 6 p.m., the mayor's office was flooded with calls and emails, and the officers were summoned to a meeting with Mayor Francis Suarez. Harris and Vega, now aware of the public outcry, were defensive but shaken. They claimed they followed protocol, but the video evidence and Aisha's testimony undermined their defense. The mayor, under pressure from community leaders and media, announced a full investigation and promised reforms to address racial bias in policing. Harris and Vega, facing potential termination, pleaded for leniency, citing their years of service, but the mayor was firm. "The public's trust is broken, and we will act decisively." The next day, the MPD issued a formal apology, suspending Harris and Vega without pay pending the investigation. Aisha, supported by her community, filed a formal complaint with the help of a pro bono lawyer, sparking a broader review of similar incidents. The officers were later terminated, their appeals denied after body cam footage corroborated the public's videos. Asentimiento, supported by her community, used the attention to push for policy changes, speaking at city council meetings and organizing voter drives to elect officials who prioritized reform. The torn dress, now a symbol of resistance, was displayed at a community event, a reminder of the power of collective action.